Our next inductee is a leader on many levels. First, as a propane retailer for Blossman Gas, but also for his efforts with state and national propane associations. Stuart Weidie is a respected voice for propane industry interests both inside and outside the industry. In fact, just last month, he testified on Capitol Hill in support of alternative fuel tax credits. He's a promoter of propane markets and growing gallons for the industry.
Over the course of his 26 years with Blossman Gas, Stuart Weidie has become known as one of the propane industry's most forward-thinking and outspoken leaders. When he takes the microphone, whether to champion a cause or make the industry aware of a serious issue, people listen. Weidie joined the Mississippi-based company in 1991 as a manager trainee and worked his way up to become president and CEO. Under Weidie's leadership, Blossman Gas has expanded from 8 southeastern states to 15 across the nation, with 800 employees and 150,000 customers. Weidie has promoted the industry's adoption of propane autogas for vehicle fleets and small engines. In 2009, he founded Alliance Autogas, a nationwide network of over 120 propane marketers and conversion centers throughout North America. He also founded Autogas for America, an organization dedicated to giving a unified voice to the autogas industry. Weidie's innovative attitude and drive to increase propane gallon sales go beyond autogas. Growing propane applications in the residential and commercial markets has been part of Weidie's focus for Blossman Gas and for the industry. He has pushed the industry to promote hot water heaters and propane-fueled micro-CHP units for on-site heat and power generation, and find new ways to grow the year-round demand for propane. Weidie has made significant contributions to NPGA, PERC, and state propane associations. While serving as chairman of NPGA, Weidie sought to strengthen the working relationship among the national organizations and the states. He's also been an advocate for enhanced legislative efforts through NPGA and has chaired its Governmental Affairs Committee. He's contributed to task forces covering autogas, energy policy, regulation and compliance, and supply and infrastructure. Weidie served for 10 years as chairman of PERC's Research and Development Advisory Committee, where he led the funding and development of new technologies for the industry. Recently, he's brought attention to the prospects of renewable propane and what it could mean for the industry's future. Ultimately, his actions reveal the passion he has for a changing industry. Weidie becomes the youngest member of the LP Gas Hall of Fame.
That really was me in those pictures, by the way. And that picture that you see in the brochure is really only about a year or two old as well. You know, when Brian Canaba called to inform me of this event tonight, I was completely surprised. My first thought was this has to be some kind of mistake, given the fact that so many of the previous inductees had very distinguished and long careers over many, many periods of years. My second thought was that I feel like, wow, we're just getting started here, and I've got a long way to go, or at least I hope so. Do they know something I don't?
Well.
So, at any rate, I went home that evening and told my wife, Ann, that I was really taken aback after receiving the phone call, and that I really feel my contributions have just started. And she said, look, this is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. You've worked really hard to help the industry because you believe in it so much, so just say thank you and be done with it. So thank you all. But she was also quick to add, I have to tell you that, said, you know, you're not the first Hall of Famer in this family, or in this house even. Well, Ann is in the Waynesboro, Virginia Hall of Fame for her tennis career when she won multiple state titles and undefeated college career. I know what you may be thinking, that this fellow's career is blessed with a vast supply of good fortune, and perhaps by no small helping of overconfidence. I would suggest that you're completely correct on the first point, but I've never felt that the second point is one that I've suffered from. I've told many people in recent weeks that this award is all about the people who have supported me for many years and the mentors that I've had in our company, Blossman Gas, as well as in the propane industry. You know, if one were to be blessed with anything, certainly a strong faith, a loving and supportive family, and professional mentors would be highest on the list. And on these points, I admit to receiving more than I've earned. I must say this is meaningful because along with everybody in this room, I've dedicated a great portion of my work life to our company, but also to helping our industry because I truly believe in it. You know, some say that we are in a permanent state of decline, but I don't believe that to be true. We work in an industry that sells a great energy source. And I'd like to add, we have great products, even products that people need in their homes and make their lives better and help the environment. And I predict that if we invert our thinking a little bit, in other words, if we start trying to sell the products that burn propane as opposed to just focus on delivering the gas, that we're going to enter a period, a new renaissance and a period of great growth for propane in this country. But we have to be willing to act, to sometimes fail or risk failure, and not expect somebody else to sell the gas products for us. Our companies and our industry can grow and prosper if we do what is strategically right and not what is always immediately profitable. So there are many people tonight I want to thank for whom I'm eternally grateful. My parents, Courtney Blossman, and my father, Wayne Weidie, with his wife Kim, are here tonight, and they've been equally loving and supportive of me. They've always expressed a great belief in me, but have also in their own way stressed that contributions to others are more important than achievements. And they also taught me it's important to stand up for what you believe in, even if it's not popular. Now, I know that's probably not a surprise to a lot of you in the room tonight, but thank you both. And I've also had the blessing that during my formative years, John Blossman was my stepfather. He was appropriately inducted into the first Hall of Fame class, and there is, or my mind was not, a finer gentleman, a man of unfailing courtesy. Now, when I first joined the company in 1991, John had the wisdom to insist that I go to the farthest branch we had away from the home office. He wanted me to learn about the business in the field where the propane business really exists. And he was a wise, if not a gentle mentor who allowed me to try new ideas and, yes, fail many times and hopefully learn from those mistakes. My sisters are here tonight, Courtney Lee Carbogito and Lori Brodowitz and her husband Mike. And I'd like to recognize them as well, along with my brother Kyle, who works in New York City. Courtney and Lori have been completely supportive of our mission at Blossman Gas, which is to pursue the founding philosophy of Woodrow Blossman, that our company is all about the people in the company, first and foremost. I'm grateful to other mentors as well, Bob Meyer, Jesse Johnson, Al Allen, and many others at Blossman Gas who often set a great example for me and were always willing to give advice. Now, old RC, as we call our Bob Meyer at Blossman, he taught me much about the people side of the business, and a great deal more about finances. I still remember those long car rides into the night, late into the night, and Bob always had a Sprite and at least 2 bags of candy in the front seat with him, and an open income statement. And we would be going through line by line every single branch in all of our company. He taught me a lot in those memories, in those long rides. Now, when I first started with the company, John was telling the officer group that I would be in our manager trainee program at the same salary given to others in that same role. He had the officers there together, and he asked if that was okay with everyone, and they all were nodding in agreement until Bob said, "Now, hey, wait a minute, John. Would he come to work for less?" So, true story. So, I also learned about frugality from Bob. Jesse Johnson has been an unparalleled influence on my career from the beginning to today. He once said to me, "I'll teach you everything I know if you promise never to use it against me." And to my knowledge, I've not used any of his tricks against him, at least not yet. But there were many lessons I learned from him. One was be a man of action. It's better to just do something and ask for forgiveness, or be ready so you don't have to get ready. The importance of preparation. And there were countless pearls of wisdom from Jesse's Uncle Monroe. Now, we're not really sure Uncle Monroe actually exists, but Jesse swears that he does. He's somewhere down there in Shady Grove, Mississippi, if I had to guess. But Uncle Monroe had pearls of wisdom such as, 4 heads are better than one, even if one of them is a knucklehead. So from those kind of things, I've learned the value of teamwork, something I deeply believe in, and it's due to great teamwork both at my company and within the industry that I stand here tonight before you. I've truly enjoyed working with our current management team at Blossman, David Reynolds, Randy Doyle, and Todd Rinke, a tremendously bright, forward-thinking group of men with great integrity. Thank you, guys. We're getting closer to making our vision a reality each and every day. I'm also deeply grateful to others in our management group, many of whom invaded the dinner here tonight. I'm so thankful that you're here. This honor, as I've said to many of you over the last few weeks, is our recognition and not mine alone. You motivate me and lift me up every day, and for that I thank you. I've also had the great benefit of working with many leaders in our industry. I served, as was mentioned, on PERC's R&D committee with folks such as Bob Myers, or Colorado Bob, as we call him at Blossman, Tucker Perkins, Bill Stewart, Don Fernald, and my association with these great people, as well as my predecessor at MPGA Chairman Charlie Ory and MPGA's President Rick Roldan, have been a true blessing to me. I also want to recognize one of our outside board members who's here tonight, Peter Calmer. For nearly 20 years, his support and guidance to our company has been invaluable, so thank you for that, Peter. And finally, I would like to say thank you to Ann and my children. Without your support, I could not have invested so much energy into our company and into our industry. Ann's unwavering support has been remarkable, and those of you that know her well understand why I admire her so much. I've traveled 3 or 4 days a week since we've been married 31 years ago, even when she had 6 children under the age of 10 at home by herself, and she never once complained. Her father got her a license plate. Ann's father got her a license plate when she was in college that said tougher, T-U-F-F-E-R, because she is tough and resilient on the inside while being the kindest, friendliest, and most thoughtful person I know. I'm also truly proud of each and every one of our children. You've not only inspired or helped me be a better father, but a better person too. You're really a good credit to your mother's influence, guys. So there's more to do, and after we do it, there'll be more to do after that. So thank you all for this very nice recognition tonight. It's a very special honor. Thank you.